So in chapter 16, we talked about integrated marketing communications, advertising, and public relations. So the first thing that we looked at was promotion. So basically, for promotion, you're looking to grab the viewer's attention, the customer's attention, and you're trying to persuade them to buy your product. Um, you want them to buy your product over a competitor, obviously, to increase your sales and profits. Then you have marketing communications, which is messages that deal with buyer-seller relationships. And then you have integrated marketing communications. So before I get into that, um, basically part of the communication process is like a message. So there's the sender, the receiver, and the message itself. Um, you want the message to be as effective as possible. So basically, you want to gain the attention of the receiver. You want uh, like a clear cut understanding of what the message actually is. You don't want it to be wordy or confusing. And you want to have it so you can kind of intrigue the interest of the actual receiver. So that's what will make a message effective. So there are 6 aspects to integrated marketing communications. There's personal selling, public relations, sales promotion, direct mail, sponsorships, and media advertising. So first off is personal selling. Basically, this is like an interpersonal type deal. Um, I know I took a class in interpersonal communication, and this is basically what it is. This is like the oldest form of promotion, and it's very common across the country. There are a lot of people who are employed to do just that. There's also non-personal selling. There's advertising, product placement, sales promotion, direct marketing, um, different things like that that are not personal selling. So next you have public relations. This also falls under the non-personal selling. So this is a firm's communications and relationships with its various publics. You also have guerrilla marketing. This is something that's like unconventional, kind of unique, innovative, low cost type deal. I think it's very effective because it's unique, it's not seen very often. Um, First thing that always comes to mind is like spray painting or like stickers, kind of, you know, different things like that that will kind of like everybody's eyes will go to. Those are different things that companies can do. can do. Next, we have sponsorships. So this is basically when an organization provides funds to like an event or a sports team or something, and in exchange they'll get like their name kind of put out there. Um, Basically, this is effective because one, it's cost effective. I know I've played for many sports teams that have kind of that sponsor our team and like have the name on the back of our jersey or something like that, like the name of the company, because it's constantly getting the name out there. So that's definitely an effective way. There are types of advertising. You have product advertising, institutional advertising, informative advertising, persuasive advertising, and reminder advertising. So basically, like reminder advertising would be trying to keep the name of the product or the company in the consumer's head. Just trying to constantly reinforce that. Because the more they think about it, the more likely they are to buy your actual product. There are different strategies that you can use for advertising. You have comparative advertising, retail advertising, cooperative advertising, um, and you want to create an effective advertisement. You want to increase sales and enhance the image of the organization. You don't want anything that will be controversial. There are different topics that people have to be careful about when they advertise, like when they're advertising their children. Different people are going to find different things offensive, so you have to be very careful when doing so. Next, we have basically you have like when you prepare like an ad. So you want to have a goal in mind. You don't want to just have like a random information going on out there. Like I said before, you want to gain the interest, inform and persuade, and sort of lead them to try and create more brand loyalty. There are different ways to have interactive ads, rather than just, you know, just like a video or something like that. There are different ads that pop up on my phone, for example, that kind of let you test try the game. If it's like for like advertising for a game, they let you like do like a little trial or something like that. So it kind of gives you an idea. There are different media selections that you can do. There's television and radio. They kind of go hand in hand. It's mass. It goes all over the country, all over the world even. And it has the ability to basically have like a lot of viewers, and get the message out as far as possible. That goes for both radio and television. However, less people listen to the radio than they do watch TV, because new apps like Spotify and stuff like that. So preferably it would be television. You also have, well, in here it says newspapers, but those don't really exist anymore. Back in the day, I guess newspapers would be some type of media that they could use. Not really anymore, but you have like social media, different ways to get your ads out there. Magazines or something that are big, and then direct mail, which is an aspect of the integrated marketing communication. So this has advantages and disadvantages. So basically, it can be very like personalized. It can have detailed information. On the other hand, it's kind of costly because it's per reader. You're getting it out individual to a lot of people, and a lot of times consumers have sort of a resistance to it. Could be considered junk mail. A lot of people don't like it when they receive mail like that. There are different like interactive medias. Like I said before, the internet, social media, different things like that. There are ethics, like I said before, promoting the children, different privacy, worries from people when you take their information or something like that. So there's a lot of people who can be skeptical about that stuff, and marketers have to take that into consideration. There's puffery and deception. So puffery is exaggerated claims of a product's superiority. That's something that you want to try and avoid, because if you're hyping your product up as much as possible and then it doesn't meet the expectations, people are going to be pissed. So that's something you really want to avoid. You just want to be truthful with your advertising. Then there's the use of subjective or vague statements that may not be literally true. So you want to just straight up be truthful with your advertising. So then that way there's no concerns, there's no people getting upset. There are different types. There's like a promotional mix effectiveness. There's blending, advertising, personal selling, sales, promotion, public relations. There's also a life cycle for advertising. In the introduction stage of the life cycle, there's non-personal and personal selling. Growth and maturity is advertising and personal selling, stuff like that. There's also evaluating promotional effectiveness. This is basically, you can see how effective your sales have been, or how well your advertising has been through the sales. That's basically an easy way to test it out. If you put out a new commercial or something and then sales go through the roof, that's a really good indicator that your advertising is exceeding expectations or doing really well. So there's also evaluating interactive media. So there's cost per impression, cost per response, and conversion rate. So cost per impression is relates the cost of an ad to every 1,000 people who view it. Cost per response relates to the cost of an ad to the number of people who click it, and then conversion rate, percentage of visitors to a website who make a purchase. So different ways to sort of see how much that you're spending. So yeah, that's basically chapter 16.